Something revolutionary is happening in China right now that will completely transform how humans travel across cities. Can you imagine stepping into a vehicle, pressing a button, and lifting straight into the sky without a pilot, without a runway, without even touching a steering wheel? Well, China just made it a reality. While Western countries are still debating regulations and running simulations, Chinese companies have already received full government approval to fly passengers commercially. From autonomous air taxis carrying tourists over ancient temples to 6-seat hybrid aircraft capable of outrunning sports cars, China is building a $1 trillion flying car industry that the rest of the world can barely comprehend. Today I'm showing you the 8 most incredible Chinese flying cars, and what you'll see at number 1 has already secured over 7,000 orders worldwide. Let's get into it. We start with something that has completely rewritten the rules of aviation history. The XPeng AeroHT became the first aircraft on Earth to receive full government approval for commercial pilotless passenger flights. No pilot, no flight controls, just 2 passengers inside a machine that flies itself. This isn't a prototype or a promise. It's already carrying tourists over ancient Chinese temples right now. How does it work? 16 propellers mounted on 8 arms lift the aircraft straight into the sky like a technological hummingbird. Each propeller has its own independent motor, meaning if any component fails, the others automatically compensate. The entire system communicates through 5G connectivity with a ground command center that monitors every flight in real time. But here's what's truly remarkable about this machine. To fly, passengers simply tap their destination on a touchscreen and press a button. That's it. The aircraft handles takeoff, navigation, and landing completely on its own. No helmet required, no parachute needed. The experience feels exactly like riding in a car, except you're soaring 3,000 meters above ground at 130 kilometers per hour. Before receiving certification, XPeng completed over 40,000 test flights across more than 450 safety categories. The result is an aircraft so validated that Chinese regulators did something unprecedented. They approved machines without pilots to carry paying passengers. This certification proved autonomous flight isn't coming someday. It's already here. In 7th place, we have a machine that proves electric aviation can handle serious weight. The Autoflight Carry-All became the world's first eVTOL aircraft exceeding 1 ton to receive complete airworthiness certification. Every single approval required for commercial operation, type certificate, production certificate, and airworthiness certificate, all earned from Chinese aviation authorities. This beast weighs 2,000 kilograms at maximum takeoff and carries 400 kilograms of payload while cruising at 200 kilometers per hour. To put that in perspective, it can transport emergency medical supplies across 200 kilometers of terrain that would take ground vehicles hours to navigate. The secret lies in its lift and cruise design. Vertical propellers launch it straight up like a helicopter. Then pusher propellers take over for efficient forward flight like an airplane. You get the best of both worlds in one aircraft. But what makes the Carry-All truly extraordinary is its validation process. Engineers flew this machine over 40,000 kilometers across 3 different countries, China, the UAE, and Japan, testing it against every terrain and weather condition imaginable. The result wasn't just certification. Autoflight actually delivered the aircraft to its first commercial partner. While competitors are still testing prototypes, this company is shipping products. In 6th place, we have something that shows what happens when an automotive giant decides to conquer the sky. The Geely AeroHT AE200 is the largest eVTOL aircraft ever flown in Chinese airspace, and it's backed by a company that already owns Volvo, holds stakes in Lotus and Mercedes-Benz, and generates $14 billion in annual revenue. This is no startup gambling on dreams. This is industrial firepower. The AE200 carries 6 people inside a cabin stretching 9 meters long with a wingspan of 14.5 meters. It cruises at 248 kilometers per hour and covers 200 kilometers on a single charge. Those aren't prototype numbers. The first mass-produced aircraft rolled off the production line in September of last year. What makes this machine technically fascinating is its 8-rotor, 4-tilted wing configuration. The front propellers physically rotate from vertical to horizontal mid-flight, transitioning the aircraft from helicopter mode to airplane mode seamlessly. It takes off like a drone and cruises like a jet. Here's what caught the industry's attention. Geely has already secured over 1,000 commercial orders from major players, including Sichuan Airlines and Hualong Airlines. When airlines start placing bulk orders for flying cars, you know the revolution has officially begun. Now we reach something that separates concept from reality. The GAC Govee AerCab isn't a demonstration model or a future promise. It's China's first flying car, officially ready for mass production and customer delivery. Pre-sales opened at the Hong Kong International Auto Expo, and demonstration flights are already underway across the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, Greater Bay area. The company behind this machine is GAC Group, China's 5th largest automaker, a state-owned powerhouse that partners with Toyota, Honda, and Mitsubishi. When they commit to flying cars, they bring manufacturing expertise that startups simply cannot match. The AerCab carries 2 passengers inside a cabin constructed from over 90% carbon fiber composite, making it incredibly lightweight yet extraordinarily strong. Its Level 4 autonomous driving system processes information with computing power exceeding 500 TOPS and detects obstacles from over 300 meters away. But here's the detail that impressed engineers most. The passenger cabin can physically separate from the power unit during emergencies, ensuring safe descent even if the propulsion system fails completely. The entire battery recharges in just 25 minutes. What's the price for all this technology? Under 1.68 million yuan, roughly $234,000. That's comparable to a high-end luxury sedan, except this one flies. In 4th place, we have the aircraft that shattered every distance record in electric aviation history. The Autoflight Prosperity flew 250 kilometers on a single battery charge, completing a journey that lasted 1 hour and 38 minutes without stopping, without swapping batteries, without any external power. No electric flying vehicle had ever come close. The Prosperity carries 5 people at a cruise speed of 200 kilometers per hour, using a brilliantly efficient lift and cruise design. 8 propellers mounted on wing booms launch it vertically. Then 2 pusher propellers take over for forward flight, while the lift rotors stop spinning entirely. It takes off like a drone, but cruises like a small airplane, combining vertical convenience with long-range efficiency. But the real demonstration of capability came in February of last year. Autoflight flew the Prosperity across China's Pearl River Delta, from Shenzhen to Zhuhai, a journey that takes over 2 hours, fighting through infamous traffic congestion. The aircraft completed it in 20 minutes. Imagine That transformation applied across an entire metropolitan region of 86 million people. Suddenly, cities that felt hours apart become neighbors. That's why Autoflight has already secured over 900 pre-orders. This aircraft doesn't just promise intercity air travel. It proved such travel is possible right now. We reach third place with an aircraft designed to connect entire cities without a single human touching the controls. The EHang VT-35 is a next-generation pilotless air taxi that cruises at 216 kilometers per hour and covers 200 kilometers on a single charge. That's fast enough and far enough to transform 2-hour drives into 30-minute flights across mountains, seas, and congested urban sprawl. The VT-35 uses a tandem wing design with 8 lift propellers for vertical takeoff and a pusher propeller for efficient cruise flight. It transitions seamlessly from hovering to soaring, carrying 2 passengers in a cabin designed more like a luxury lounge than a cockpit. Large displays show trajectory and entertainment, while climate controls keep passengers comfortable at altitude. What makes this aircraft strategically brilliant is its compatibility. It operates from the same parks, rooftops, and parking lots already serving EHang's certified EH216S fleet. No new infrastructure required. At a price of 6.5 million yuan, the VT-35 targets business travelers and premium intercity routes connecting China's major metropolitan clusters within 1-hour flight windows. No pilots, no runways, no traffic. In second place, we have a machine that outruns sports cars while carrying 6 passengers through the sky. The XPeng AeroHT. AeroHT reaches speeds exceeding 360 kilometers per hour and covers over 500 kilometers without landing. Those numbers would be impressive for a private jet. This is a vertical takeoff aircraft that needs only half a basketball court to launch. The secret is its hybrid electric powertrain. Unlike purely battery-powered competitors limited by energy density, the AeroHT uses an aviation-grade range extender system that recharges batteries mid-flight. It combines the clean efficiency of electric motors with the extended endurance of hybrid technology. 6 tilting rotors transition from vertical lift to forward thrust, allowing the aircraft to hover like a drone, then cruise like a turboprop. The prototype entered flight testing in November, validating its 6-axis redundant safety systems. But here's what demonstrates ultimate confidence. CEO He Xiaopeng personally committed to logging over 5,000 kilometers of flight time before any customer takes delivery. When the boss flies first, you know they trust the engineering. Meet the most ambitious flying car system ever created. The XPeng AeroHT aircraft carrier is a 6-wheeled ground vehicle that carries its own electric aircraft inside and deploys it at the push of a button. Drive to any open space, press a control, and watch the rear doors swing open as a 2-seat eVTOL slides out, unfolds 6 rotors, and lifts into the sky. This isn't a concept render. Over 7,000 customers worldwide have already placed orders, including 600 from the Middle East alone, the largest overseas flying car purchase in history. The mothership travels over 1,000 kilometers on its hybrid powertrain while simultaneously recharging the aircraft for 5 to 6 consecutive flights. The Carbon Fiber eVTOL flies manually or autonomously, and XPeng claims pilots can learn the controls in just 3 hours. Production began at the world's first flying car manufacturing plant in Guangzhou, capable of producing 1 aircraft every 30 minutes at full capacity. Customer deliveries start this year at a price under 2 million yuan, roughly $280,000. A parachute system rated for 1,000 kilograms provides emergency backup. This isn't just a flying car. It's an entire personal aviation ecosystem. What you've just witnessed isn't science fiction or distant promises. It's the reality of transportation in China right now. From the world's first certified pilotless air taxi, already carrying passengers over ancient temples, to modular flying car systems with over 7,000 orders, China has transformed the flying car from a fantasy into an industry projected to reach 1.5 trillion yuan by 2025 alone. While Western regulators continue debating frameworks, Chinese companies are manufacturing, certifying, and delivering. The low-altitude economy isn't coming. It's already here. The question isn't whether flying cars will change how we travel, but whether the rest of the world can catch up before China dominates the skies entirely. Which of these flying machines impressed you most? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible technology.